They thought she was just a doll, an innocent gift of comfort. But when the knocking began at midnight, they realized Annabelle wasn't a toy, she was a warning. Donna was a nursing student in the 1970s, living in a modest apartment with her roommate, Angie. On Donna's 24th birthday, her mother gifted her a vintage Raggedy Ann doll she'd stumbled upon in an antique shop. It seemed innocent, with its red yarn hair and stitched smile. Donna placed it on her bed as a cheerful addition to the room. Angie admired it too, thinking it added a cozy touch to their otherwise plain apartment. But shortly after, they began to notice strange occurrences. At first it seemed harmless. The doll would change positions. Donna would leave it sitting upright on the bed, only to find it lying on its side or with its arms crossed when she returned. Angie thought Donna was moving it as a joke. Donna, in turn, assumed Angie was the prankster. One evening, Donna left the doll in her bedroom before heading out for a late shift at the hospital. When she returned, the doll was sitting on the couch in the living room. Angie was asleep in her own room, swearing the next day she hadn't touched it. Both women began feeling uneasy, but they dismissed it, telling themselves there had to be a rational explanation. Then came the notes. They would find scraps of parchment paper with the words, "Help me," scrawled in jagged, childlike handwriting. The strange thing was, neither of them owned parchment paper. Panic began to set in when they realized these messages were appearing even when the apartment was locked. Donna's boyfriend Lou was the first to vocalize what they were all thinking. "Something's wrong with that doll," he said, his voice tense. Lou had always been a skeptic, but even he couldn't ignore the oppressive feeling he got whenever he was near Annabelle. One night, Lou had a terrifying nightmare. In his dream, he woke to see Annabelle crawling up his bed, her stitched smile somehow more menacing than before. She reached his chest, her cloth hands pressing down with inhuman strength. He couldn't breathe, couldn't scream. When he finally woke up, his heart racing, he found faint red marks around his neck as though something had been strangling him. The fear became unbearable. Donna and Angie reached out to a psychic medium, desperate for answers. During a session, the medium told them that the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins had possessed the doll. Annabelle, the medium claimed, had died tragically near their apartment and sought comfort in the doll. Donna and Angie, moved by the story, decided to let Annabelle stay. That decision proved to be a grave mistake. The doll's behavior became more sinister. Doors slammed shut by themselves, and strange whispers echoed through the apartment at night. One afternoon, Lou heard rustling in an empty room. Gathering his courage, he went to investigate and found Annabelle lying in the corner. Suddenly he felt a sharp burning pain across his chest. When he lifted his shirt, he saw 3 deep scratches that looked like claw marks. Realizing they were dealing with something far beyond their understanding, Donna and Angie contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators. The Warrens immediately sensed a malevolent presence upon entering the apartment. Lorraine explained that Annabelle was not possessed by a young girl at all. The entity inhabiting the doll was a demonic spirit, using the guise of an innocent child to manipulate them. "It's not looking for comfort," Lorraine warned. "It's looking for a soul." The Warrens decided to remove Annabelle from the apartment. As they transported her home, their car swerved uncontrollably on winding roads. The brakes failed, and the steering wheel locked multiple times. Ed pulled over, doused the doll in holy water, and recited a blessing before continuing the journey. Once they arrived, Annabelle was placed in their occult museum, locked in a glass case inscribed with the words, "Warning, positively do not open." The Warrens hoped this would contain the entity, but Annabelle's influence didn't end there. Visitors to the museum often report feeling uneasy around the doll. Some claim to see her eyes follow them, while others experience sudden chills or dizziness. One particularly bold visitor banged on Annabelle's case, mocking her supposed powers. On his way home, he lost control of his motorcycle and crashed into a tree, dying instantly. Even now, Annabelle remains a chilling reminder of the dangers of tampering with the unknown. The doll sits silently in her case, but those who dare to look closely say they can sense something watching back. So the next time you see an old doll at a thrift store or antique shop, ask yourself, what secrets is it hiding, and are you brave enough to find out?